Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. I am going to be sharing a little bit more about my composition life and what I do as a composer. So as many of you know, I've been writing choral works for quite a few years now. And I actually wrote my first song when I was 7 years old, and that song was entitled Music. And it was quite funny now that I look back. I wrote the lyrics on a Mickey Mouse manuscript book that I kept with me, and I had so many songs when I was younger. And I think that freedom of writing anything and everything with no prejudice and no criticism against your own works really sparked a huge inspiration within me to actually express my thoughts through words and music. So I think within my entire composition career, I've written something like 68 choral works that have been officially published either on my website or by international publishers, Edition Peters and Walton Music, and also distributed by Penna Musica. So I've been very grateful for all of that to be, to have happened in about a short span about the past 6 years. So, I always have three rules about the music that I write. And the first rule is, if nothing comes out of your head, don't force it. Sometimes there are days that just nothing comes out of your head, and you just have to sort of like let your mind rest and let the ideas sit for a while. And sometimes the ideas come at such a random moment where when you are driving, or when you are eating, or even when you are showering, or or doing something else very randomly. So I always never ever force the ideas to come out unless I absolutely have to, like for example, when I'm rushing a deadline for a choir that is going for a competition, then I will have to sit there and really focus and try my best to write whatever ideas I come up with, and really piece them together. But most of the time, I would say 90% of the time, my advice is, if nothing comes out, don't force it. Just let emotion and inspiration come to you, and be very specific about what you want to achieve when you are writing. Say for example, are you thinking about the purpose of the song, or are you thinking about what effects to write to the song, or are you thinking about the text and really how to bring the text to life? There is a lot of difference in what you want to do at different points of the work when you're composing a work. So now the second thing I want to share is, whenever ideas come to you, please write them down or record them, because never rely on your memory. It never ever comes twice. And I think great ideas come, for me at least, when at a point when you are most inspired. Write them on a notebook. For me, I always carry my phone in my hand, and whenever I have this amazing idea, I would literally speak into the voice message and then sing ideas into it. And that's how I get my ideas. And sometimes just by watching YouTube videos, or friends, my colleagues' choirs performing, sometimes I get ideas in my head. Actually I can do such things with my choral music. Now the third thing I want to share is very important to me, and I think this has great importance to many composers around the world who are actually finding your voice, especially when you are first writing music. And I want to say this, although it might be said many times to you, be yourself. Do not be bogged down by ideals of what other people tell you to be. Do not be affected by anything that discourages you from being yourself. I think if anything I've learned in the past decade of writing music, you have to find your own voice. You have to find a voice that you truly believe in, and not just in choral compositions, but it really is in everything that you do. Finding your voice in art, in music, in the way you speak, the way you sing, is an extremely important aspect of being a true musician that is true to yourself. I mean, by all means, I don't mean don't listen to anybody. Of course, you take advice from the people you respect. You take and you learn as much as you can from the people that you truly respect and have great admiration, or your teachers. And I think that is a totally separate conversation. But in terms of finding your voice within you, you have to trust yourself, you have to explore, to be daring to try new things, to be out of the box. And I think that I have held that extremely dear to myself, and I think that is a very important aspect of finding something that is authentic, yet special, and yet not burdened by the opinions of the outside world. So having said that, the 3 points is, number 1, don't force your ideas, okay, and don't be stressed over it. Give yourself time, let your mind breathe a little bit. Number 2, always notate down everything that you write, okay? And number 3, be yourself, find your voice, and love yourself a little bit more, and that's when you truly find the musician that you are in within. So I'll see you in the next video. See ya!